Everybody, or Ejected What If here, back with another What If. It's a part 3 of What If Goku Married caulilfa. Now, in the last part, I asked you guys if Krillin and Gohan should be Saiyans, and 2 of you guys wanted Grandpa Gohan to be a Saiyan, and 3 of you guys said no to both. So, none of them will be a Saiyans, and Grandpa Gohan dies due to old age. And also, last part, I said the Super Saiyan was a 10 times power boost, but apparently it was a 50 times power boost. I did some more research on that. I don't know how I forgot about it, but apparently I did. So, yeah. Anyway, with that out of the way, we can finally jump back in. So, we left off right after the Cell Saga beginning, with the 3 years of training commencing. In these 3 years of training, Gohan, I believe, would definitely train with Piccolo, and Goku and caulilfa would train on the lookout. Caulilfa gets extremely powerful due to Goku having a huge power boost in power, because if you remember in the last part, he got a 3 million Zenkai boost to match up against Frieza. So yeah, caulilfa, around this point in the timeline, would have a power level of, let's say, 1,268,106. Gohan, being, I think, 12 years old now. No, not 12 years old, like 7 or 8. He would have a power level of around 32,000. Piccolo would go from 32,000 to 56,000. And Vegeta eventually would go from, I believe I put him at 160,000 in the last part. And after a year of training and getting Super Saiyan, he would have the same power level he had in the canon verse. Which is, actually no, he would definitely have more. He would have around, let's say, 234,000. So then, all of them meet up, and it's revealed that Vegeta and Bulma have a kid named Trunks, which Goku already knew this was going to happen, thanks to Trunks' little conversation. But no one else knew except for him and Piccolo. Anyways, everything happens the same as canon. Android 19 still does take hold of Yamcha and starts to take his power, meaning everyone finds the androids. Now, when Goku eventually fights the android, it goes the same, except he never gets the heart virus, because remember, he took it as soon as Trunks gave him the pill. So Goku doesn't actually leave the scene thanks to the heart virus. He catches up to Android 19 and is eventually able to destroy it. Around this moment, Vegeta would show up and would show off his new Super Saiyan form, which would impress Goku and caulilfa, and would shock everyone else, as Vegeta then did his speech on how he got it and everything. Jiro, seeing that he's outmatched, would try to run away, but they would not have the Saiyans would not have this happen, as Vegeta, Goku, and caulilfa stood in front of him. Jiro then did something he saw that Krillin guy do in Namek. Solar Flare! As then everyone there was blinded, meaning Jiro escapes still, and everything else goes down to Kin. It's just Goku and caulilfa are there. Now, when the androids are released, they still do kill Dr. Jiro. I don't really see that changing. But when the door is knocked down, the fight actually proceeds automatically because Goku is there, and the android's prime objective is to kill Goku. Now, Goku has a lot of trouble defeating the androids because remember, they're still a lot powerful, and Jiro made them especially much more powerful in this timeline so they could match up against Goku. So when he goes in there as Super Saiyan, he somewhat is able to fight them even on even. While the rest of the Z fighters, it's Goku and Vegeta versus Android 17, and the rest of the fighters trying to fight Android 18. Until Android 18 then gets Android 16 out, which eventually he starts going up and fighting with Android 17. Eventually, though, they do escape, and Android 18 still does kiss Krillin. That doesn't change, as then they make their escape. They can't really chase after them because, well, their stamina is practically drained at this point. And well, and apparently Bulma found something. So Goku uses instant transmission to teleport him, Piccolo, caulifla, and Trunks there. As in, when they're teleported, they're right in front of another teleport time machine. What? This isn't my time machine. My time machine is in my capsule. Really? Well, I didn't just find this. I found that weird thing. As she shows them the cell little shell cocoon, which that confuses them extremely. But right now, they can't really do anything. Piccolo senses a huge, immense power in that direction, and he tells Goku this, which Goku, caulifla, Trunks, Goku, caulifla, Gohan, and Trunks go there to try and see what this whole thing is about. As Piccolo, knowing that he's not ready to really face this, so he needs to go fuse with Kami. Kami first doesn't want to do this, but seeing no other option, he refusely accepts, not wanting to really do it, but to save the Earth, he has to. So when he fuses, his power level goes up from 56,000 to, let's say, 110,000. As then, when he goes to fight Cell, or this huge power level, he sees that he has knocked out everyone there somehow. And how this happened is that he did a solar flare and just knocked everyone out easily. Piccolo, Cell kind of wanted to challenge, and he wasn't really ready to fight them yet. But Piccolo, he just sees Piccolo as some weakling that needs to be annihilated. So their fight goes pretty much the same, other than Piccolo having a huge advantage a bit by having a lot of power level. A lot of his power level being a bit higher than Cell's. Eventually, though, Cell does escape the same way and runs off. After he runs off, everyone awakes and say, "What the hell happened?" And Piccolo says, that weird looking thing knocked you all out. Apparently, he goes by the name Imperfect Cell. Imperfect Cell? What a weird ass name. I mean, if you're gonna have a villain name, you might as well name yourself something that's actually non-forgettable, Caulifla says. We don't have time for that. We need to go find him. He said something about the androids. If he absorbs them, he somehow becomes much more powerful. And he said he'd become much more powerful than Goku and, well, everything else. We need to catch up to him before he destroys this planet. Right. As then, they go and try to follow Cell, but they can't really follow him because they can't sense its key. Eventually, everything goes down to similar as in canon. Cell absorbs 17, and then he goes with the same measures to absorb 18, which goes to pretty much the same. And he's now become Perfect Cell. As Cell still calls upon the Cell games, and that he'll give them 10 days to train. As Vegeta says, 10 days? That's not enough. We need more time if we're ever going to catch to his power level. I couldn't even scratch him. And then Goku says, what about the hyperbolic time chamber? As then Vegeta says, the hyperbolic what now? The hyperbolic time chamber. It's in the lookout. 1 day out here equals 1 year in there. Huh. That's actually kind of useful. Well, we need time, so hurry up and show us this lookout, Kakarot. As then they all head to the lookout, where they are all being trained. With everything going down the same, except Goku, Gohan, and Caulifla get Super Saiyan Grade 4 mastered, which is a 50 times power boost still. And to give you a measurement on Cell's power when he's holding back is 10 million. But when he's completely serious, it's 50 million. So they really needed to train. Now, after this training, Vegeta's power level has drastically increased from 100,000 to a million. More specifically, 7 million. Gohan's power level right now is 10 million. Exactly the same as when Cell is holding back. Goku's is 13 million, and caulifla's is 12 million. As everyone else has the same power level they had in canon. So when they fight Cell, Goku still fights Cell in the Cell games first, where he is able to fight Cell because he is much more powerful than Cell in his base form. But then when he goes to Super Saiyan, which is 50 times power boost. So what the hell was that? That was weird. Oh crap. Everything's gone to shit. So Goku has a 12 million power boost than Cell. And then when he goes into his Super Saiyan Master Grade 4, which is 50 times power boost, it's 600 million. Huh. Sure. Let's just give Cell a much more bigger power boost than that. So, we need to change things up a bit. Cell, when he's holding back, is still 10 million, but when he's, like, completely serious and starts to use the Saiyan DNA and a bit more, let's say he has a power level of 1 billion. 1 billion to be exact. So Goku, when he goes into Super Saiyan, Cell is forced to take the fight seriously, which knocks Goku out. Eventually, Gohan wants to fight Cell, which goes pretty much the same. Cell still summons the Cell Juniors, which are fighting everyone else. And everything leads the same as in canon. It's just, well, Gohan goes to a Super Saiyan 2, which is 100 times power boost. So, 10 million times 50 is, what is it again? 500 million. No, I'm stupid. I'm sorry. Gohan has Super Saiyan 2, which is 100 times power boost, which equals exactly 19 billion, I think. I'm probably completely wrong about that, but honestly, I don't care at this point. So, he is easily able to kill Cell the same way he did in canon. But when he knocks out 18, he's about to self-destruct, which still leads to Goku sacrificing himself. Which means that, well, Goku still dies. And then, everything still goes the same with the 7 years of peace. And Goku still gets Super Saiyan 3, and eventually, all the Saiyans that are on Earth at this moment, which is like, Goten, Gohan and Trunks, or Goten and Trunks have Super Saiyan, and Vegeta and everyone else has learned Super Saiyan 2, thanks to Gohan training them a bit, making them learn it. Gohan still goes to high school and meets Videl, meaning that their romantic relationship still happens. But Gohan, being a fully fledged Saiyan at this moment, still does train a lot to keep up his power, knowing that he's probably the only strongest person here to defend Earth while his dad is dead. Sure, Vegeta could also probably help out, but his cockiness will get the better of him. Meaning that he has a lot of power in this timeline. Anyway, we then cut to the beginning of the Buu Saga, with Goku still getting a 24-hour day on Earth, which he has a nice little reunion with everyone. Now, the first part of the Buu Saga goes relatively the same, up until when they go to Deborah or Babbidy's spaceship. How that changes is that the two, I forgot what their names are, but basically the two people before Deborah, when they fight them, that goes different because, well, Gohan is actually fighting both of them because he's kind of pissed. And he's in his wrathful state. He is pissed that he was interrupted in his battle. So he just kills them too. But then when it goes to Deborah, Piccolo wants to fight him. Piccolo still gets turned to stone. But then after that, caulifla then goes in her Super Saiyan 2 state. Eventually, they don't really care about Deborah. They really just need to get to Buu before he is revived, because that will mean the end of the world. So Caulifla and Vegeta eventually go to the Super Saiyan 2, which they start to wail on Deborah, eventually killing him. Now, I don't think Vegeta going Majin would happen in this timeline, because, yeah, you could argue he would go Majin, but him having Caulifla, which is basically Goku, he would train a lot more harder. So he wouldn't really be mad that he would never be able to defeat Goku, because Goku didn't fight, and remember, he doesn't know about the Super Saiyan 3, so he doesn't really go Majin in this timeline. So Deborah's kind of screwed. Anyways, they do kill Deborah or Babidi, but then Majin Buu is still revived. Which, when all of them try to fight him, it is no match. He still is healed. Which Majin Buu then says, "You are weak. You go train for two days. I stay here. I want good fights." So, at first they're like, this is just some cheap trick. But then he just sits down and wait. He says, "Go now before I eat," and they just leave because he weird. Boo hungry. I want sweets. So Boo goes around and starts to turn everyone into candy and start eating them, which Piccolo could see, and he tries to stop him, but Goku says he has a way to stop. Which then he brings up the idea of the fusion dance. Him and Vegeta still get the fusion dance, which when they fuse, they turn into Gogeta. Which then, when they defuse, Vegeta is pissed and says, "The hell, Kakarot?" And Goku says, "What? That form. You had that form that entire time and you didn't use it?" Goku would say, "If I used it, that would waste my time on Earth." Which everyone's like, "What are you talking about? Kakarot had another form and he didn't use it. That would have been easily able to kill that Boo thing." Which then all of them look at him pissed off, saying, "Goku?" Goku says, "If I did it, I would have like 5 minutes. That wouldn't have been enough to destroy him." As then, Shin then eventually brings up the idea of taking them to the Supreme Kai world where they could train there. Because remember, Shin in this timeline isn't really fucked up, and Gohan didn't get knocked out and all the way over there because Vegeta never turned into Majin, and he never fought Majin Buu on his own. So yeah, they would definitely agree on this, and well, Gohan would be the one to train with the Z Sword because he pulled it out, and there's a lot of potential. Now, when the Elder Kai comes out, he it's still revealed he's an Elder Kai and that he can bring out, everyone's full potential, which Gohan is chosen for it. But Goku, Vegeta, and Caulifla, Goten, and Trunks eventually go there, meaning all the Saiyans are there, getting their potential unlocked because they're the best chance to defeat this Majin Buu. But Piccolo also wants his potential unlocked because he doesn't want to be held back, so Piccolo also gets his potential unlocked. Meanwhile, we cut back to Earth where Hercule, whatever he is, Mr. Satan, he still gets the same friendship with Boo, meaning that everything from then proceeds the same as in canon. Just that, well, when he goes Super Boo, he's basically much more the same. He still kills everyone. Which then, when everyone is finally done with the whole potential thing unlocked, they feel their ultimate forms, but they still feel like they should definitely, fuse. So the fusions for this is Goku and Vegeta turn into Gogeta, and Caulifla and Gohan. Now, if you don't think that they would work, they're mother and son, so there'd be a lot of similarities between them, so they would definitely fuse, turning into caulilfa. Meaning when they come back to fight Super Buu, it is revealed that Super Buu has killed everyone and eaten them, pissing them off even more, and then them going into their ultimate states in their fusion dance. Which means they start to wail on Super Buu. Eventually, though, Super Buu absorbs Gogeta and makes him significantly much more powerful than caulifla. But then, Trunks and Goten decide to fusion dance too because they're relatively the same. So when they fusion dance, we get Gotenks. But they go in their Super Saiyan forms before they fuse. So when they fuse, they become Super Gotenks. And then they mix their ultimate form, being Ultimate Super Gotenks. When they come, him goes Ultimate Super Gotenks with Ultimate caulilfa is easily able to, well, match up against Super Boo. We cut inside of Super Boo where Goku is seeing the good Majin Buu. Gogeta wants to kill him, but Majin Buu says, "Wait, me good. That's Boo bad. Bad Boo, bad." As then Gogeta is confused, saying, "What do you mean?" Boo then says, tries to explain in his childish voice speech way that's, when he gets mad and his evil side gets out of him. That is his evil side, and he absorbed him to get much more powerful. Release me, and his power would probably deplete. So Gogeta eventually somehow gets out of his restraints that he's inside. Eventually then frees Boo. As then Boo and Gogeta are spit out. Meaning Super Boo is wide open for the kill. He still turns into Kid Boo though, but that doesn't really do anything because Gogeta, Ultimate Super Gotenks, and Ultimate caulilfa is able to kill them. Meaning the Kid Boo dies. And then they get the Dragon Balls because, also Dende is still the, guardian of Earth. And because Piccolo and Dende never died, they can revive. So everything and everyone is revived thanks to the Dragon Balls. Now that this is over with, also remember, Goku still comes back to life thanks to the Elder Kai giving some of his life essence to Goku, meaning he's come back to life. Anyway, I will end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And, well, I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.